Non-Japanese on Reddit, what comes to your mind when you think of the country Japan? Was visiting Japan around 10 years ago. After a night of drinking and checking out different bars in central Tokyo, at around 5 AM or so, we had decided to just walk around some parks. Deep in one of these parks was a 100-strong set of camping tents that seemed to almost create some sort of ye old forest village. We gathered that this was a community of homeless people and thought that they were probably out of luck and unemployed, as is the case in most Western countries when you become homeless. Moments later we saw a guy rise out of a cardboard box from the bushes in full suit and tie and a case. He just casually started walking at a brisk pace towards the numerous office buildings surrounding the park. The absurdity of the situation has stuck in my head ever since then, and that will always be the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Japan. Everybody very busy, like very, very busy. Toyota production system. Government doesn't seem to know how sex works. In my childhood Urdu, native language, book, there was an article about Japan. A lot of other pretty things. One quality of Japanese people, written in the article, stuck in my mind. The context was, Japanese wrap your purchases in such a beautiful paper that instead of the thing you bought, you want to keep that paper. So whenever I think about Japan, these lines pop up in my mind. Nintendo. Cartoons and men in business suits working themselves to death. Godzilla. Initial D. The memory of my friend getting trapped in a bathroom because he didn't understand the voice commands. Good food. Dudes falling in love with pillows. Hentai and bombs. War crimes, anime, and technology. Asterisk wonderful food. Asterisk incredible vending machine variety. Asterisk WWII war crimes and the government's refusal to acknowledge its past. Asterisk brutal working life, but getting better. Asterisk lovely heritage sites like Osaka Castle. Business focused perverts, and street food that is cheaper than cooking it yourself. Tentacles. The amount of people who worship it. Don't get me wrong, I love the country, but the amount of people who genuinely think Japan is like an eye-roll slice of live anime is ridiculous. Hitomi Tanaka. A beautiful country, manga and seafood. Also, killing dolphins since that documentary. Fuck you Japan. The flag is a pie chart of how much of Japan is Japan. Sengoku period, Ghost of Tsushima, anime, Tokyo, food I have little intention of trying, and Mount Fuji. I'll start. Dogs that never bark and standing bars. Cars. Vending machines and a very disturbing countrywide schoolgirl fetish. Busy streets, beautiful countryside views, delicious food, and the smell of tea. Has its flaws like any other place, workaholic culture, etc., but contributes a lot of great culture and art to the world. Small interiors, short doorways, and crowdedness. Opaque social rules. Lots of racism and xenophobia. Edit and massive sexism. Kiryu. Atom bomb. Pre-contemporary history. Arts and poetry. Isolationism. Emperor is God on earth, but shogunate is in charge. Fold the sword cause our furnaces too weak to deal with slag. Cool warrior cast and inspiration for Darth Vader. The sneaky guys. I guess some other stuff happened too. Post Matthew Perry. The warrior guys now have guns. Emperor back in charge. Rapid industrialization. Racism. Nationalism. The warrior guys revolt, then lose. Pre-WWII. WWI German colonies seized. Imperialism. War with the Russian Empire, 1. Korea, and the subsequent abuses of power, war crimes, rape, etc. WWII. War crimes on par with Nazi Germany in occupied territory. Rape of Ninjing. Fanaticism. Human experimentation. Nationalism Part 2. Rapid expansion. Firebombed. Nuked. Lost. Modern era. Active denial of war crimes. Anim. Reformation. Work-orientated society. The black girl from the Ask Reddit thread about where in the world you would never want to go back to. Unit 731, and unchecked wildlife poaching. Sorry Japan, all the Studio Ghibli in the world hasn't erased that information. As someone whose family hails from Japan, popular touristy Pacific Islands, as tourists they're fine. Historically they're kind of fucked up and still in denial about this. I think their well-liked popular culture and usefulness in the modern capitalist economy makes the global community kind of look the other way on this. Tokyo Drift. Sushi. That it seems to be trying way too hard to be super twee and cutesy. In fact it is so cutesy that it becomes weirdly creepy. Hentai. American neckbeards. War crimes and historical revisionism.